Very good. Well, Louis, thank you so much for joining us and welcome to the 149th Open here at Royal St George's. You've had an amazing year and some excellent results. How does that place you coming into the championship this year?
Yeah, it's it's obviously a completely different style of golf that we're playing this week. But yeah, feel good about my game and just need to try and go one better. So.
Very good. We will head straight to the floor for questions at the back here, please.
Thank you. Hi, Louis. Obviously, a lot's made now of the fact you've had a number of runner-up finishes in these championships since you, of course, won in 2010. How it obviously becomes a bigger and bigger thing, I'm sure, as every single second place racks up. How do you get past that? Is there anything that you're doing specifically to deal with that and overcome it?
No, not really. Doing the same old thing, trying to prepare the same way for the same way I would do any other major championship. You do feel a little disappointing afterwards, but I was outplayed with both of those majors this year and just fell short. So I can just do what I do and try and just go one better when I get to the next major.
Martin, please.
Hi, Louis. When you came here in 2011, you were the defending champion. How did you feel you handled that? Was it a big challenge that week?
Yeah, I mean, I remember being very nervous in 2011, sort of, coming off of being the defending champion, and I remember the golf course playing difficult, and especially that Saturday morning, it was rain was coming in sideways, and I was happy making the cut that week and just being there on the weekend. But yeah, coming here this week, I didn't really remember a lot of the holes, but when I started playing it, the last couple of days, I started remembering some of them, and it's a tough golf course. It's a very good golf course.
Is any defending champion stand on that first tee? Is that as tough a opening tee shot as there is in the open rota?
Yeah, it is. I think when you're defending the championship, you sort of got that little bit more on your plate. But once you tee off and get out on the golf course, you're fine and you do your thing. But I think it's a great honor to be a defending champion of the Open, and if I was a little older, I would have probably enjoyed it a bit more.
Just a question over here, please.
Hi, Louis. How are you? Just talking about that time there, as you've discussed, is it still fresh in the mind, or does it feel like a lifetime ago when you think back?
It feels like a lifetime ago. It's 11 years since when I won at St Andrews. So every time I play St Andrews, whether it's a Danny Links or the Open Championship, it's a special place, and it will always be close to my heart. And in 15 I had a good run at it, and hopefully next year I can have a decent week again. But yeah, it feels like it was ages ago. Yeah, I mean, especially around St Andrews. I think the Open feels a little bit different when you play it there. It's got a little bit more to it, and the vibe is definitely a little different.
Louine, please.
Hi, Louis. Do you think people expect too much of top golfers? Because, if you were in any other profession, say you were a lawyer or an orthopedic surgeon or whatever, if you were in the top bunch all the time, I mean, you'd be a massive success story. And yet here you are saying, you were disappointed not to get over the line, in this tournament and that, when really you've done incredibly well, haven't you?
Yeah. Look, I think as a sports person, you want to win. That's why you play. You want to try and win the tournament and lift that trophy. And you're always going to be disappointed when you get close and finishing second. I don't think there's one of us out here that goes out and and beginning of the week say, no, I'll take second, or if you get to second, you're like, man, I was close to first. I could have won this event. So I don't want to play the sport if I tee it up not thinking I can win a tournament. Then I think that's, as a sports person, that's not what I'm here for.
But when you go home, does your wife say, well done, or does she share in your disappointment?
No, everyone's real supportive and saying well done. It's still a great week, but you would always be a little, that little person in the back of your mind will always be, talking to you. You also get tournaments where you finish second and you were really never in it. You had a great last 3 holes or something, and you finished 2 behind the lead, but you were never really in the tournament to win it. That's different, but I think if you have a chance to win the tournament and you finish second, you're always going to have disappointment.
Just a question just behind you there.
Hi, Louis. Russell from TalkSport. Nice to meet you. Just wondering about the South African Challenge this week, of which obviously you're a key part, but different ages, different backgrounds, so many good players. So just wondering your take on the challenge and why there is, again, this wonderful glut at the moment coming through.
Yeah, I mean, I played yesterday with the SA boys a bit, and we have a great bunch of players at the moment coming through, and Gary Gigo had great success, Christian Besaino had lots of success. So the guys are coming through, and I know there's more to come from our country, and we got a great junior program and amateur program down there, and it's great to see the guys coming through, and I'm starting to become one of the older ones and the old boys, and it's great, just seeing the youngsters coming through and playing well. And for me, seeing Ernie here this week is for me also, it's great to see him at this tournament and what he's done for me in my golf, and being one of my idols. It's always nice seeing another South African like that.
Do you also then almost help put back a little bit into the even younger ones, or do you just kind of wait for them to maybe come and ask you a little question here and there, or how does it work?
Yeah, I try and stay out their way for them to prepare the way they want to prepare. But definitely, if they're going to ask me a few questions and how I would approach this, I would definitely share what I think and what I would do. But especially around links golf, it's all on what you see, on your eye and the way you play the game. So it's difficult to really tell someone, listen, this is the way to play this hole. But yeah, if they ask me, and I will more than happy to share.
Question in the front, please.
Louis, can you talk about that little guy in the back of your head? And what's he really saying to you when it's over? And how long does it take before you and that little guy kind of come to a decision that, okay, it's done and we'll move forward?
Yeah, I normally when I have a bad round, my wife knows, just give me 10 minutes to sort of just go and think about it and just get it over and get it done with, and then I'm fine. Then it's behind me, and I'm not going to think about it again. But when it comes to a tournament and as massive as a major is, and you came that close, it definitely sticks with you a little bit longer. You sort of have to just get over it and get on with it and see if you can do better in the next tournament. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to go forward. I think this game changes so much in a couple of golf shots where you can hit 3 great shots and one shot can put you back completely, and it's sort of the same with tournaments. You're just going to get that tournament behind you and get to the next one and see if you can prepare better and play better and, go one spot better.
You want to follow up?
Just to follow up, a lot of times people say if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, as you've been saying, you just try to do the same thing, try to be better, that's kind of like insanity. So the question is are there things that you're doing beyond just the same thing over and over again, like between what happened at the U.S. Open and here, maybe something a little different to try to rectify what happened at the U.S. Open?
I think if it was a case where I completely collapsed the last 4 or 5 holes or something like that, it will be something I would look into a lot more. Like, speak to someone. I might have mentally not be strong enough, or somewhere in my game under pressure collapse. But in those 2 cases, I didn't feel that was the case. I played really well. I had an errant tee shot on 17, but I took it on off the tee. But I was in it the whole time. So if I can put myself in that position again and just try and end better, I would be that insane person and do the same thing. I feel in the occasion of the US Open, and I only saw the two putts John Rahm made later on. You have those tournaments where it's meant to be for him. He made 2 massive putts on 17 and 18, and it was just not my time.
Okay, we will cross to the Zoom call now, and we'll do our best to come back to the room. Stuart?
Yes, thanks, Liv. We've got a question from Doug Ferguson. Doug, go ahead.
Louis, let's not talk about finishing second. I wanted to ask you about finishing third. I'm just kidding. When you spoke back in, I think we talked at the memorial about kind of finding a second wind, if you will, with your game. Did you need results to kind of get that second push, or what allows you to find it that led to the results?
Yeah. Wow, that was a good question. I definitely, I felt like I was playing good enough to win tournaments, but I wasn't really playing good enough in the same sentence. I was doing stuff, the right things, but also not doing things good, and finishing 20th and 25th, and felt like I should be doing a lot better, and gave it a little push to myself a couple of years back, I think, starting with working quite a bit on short game, and especially my putting. I always felt like I had too many days with my putting where it was hot and cold, and you can't get a consistency. So I started working quite a bit on that, and last year got a better rhythm in my stroke, and better consistency, and this year putted beautifully so far. So that definitely got me on the right path, and it sort of lifted up the rest of my game. And but like I needed the results to sort of get that second motivation to really try and step it up.
Okay, the next question comes from Adam Shupak. Adam, go ahead.
Thank you, Louis. Just to follow up on that, you do rank #1 this season in strokes gained putting on the PGA Tour. Can you share some more details? Have you changed coaches? What have you done to change your stroke or your philosophy on putting?
No, I don't have a specific putting coach. I went back to a few things that I did as amateur, really, and looked at a few things I did playing in 2010, the way I was putting, especially the week of the Open. And a big thing was also sticking to the same putter, the same look, the same feel, and trying to get some kind of relationship going with my putter. But I think the biggest change was, consistency in doing the same thing every time, trying to get a really good routine going. And when I do practice work at home and when I do at a tournament, and trying to do the same thing all the time, and just put in the time. And my coach, my swing coach, Justin Parsons, helped me with finding the right routine and doing things, every time the same way. And I just think that got my consistency so much better.
Louis, thank you very much. I'm sorry, that is all that we have time for today, but we thank you for your time, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.